This is an office that's been sort of set up and designed for people with sensory needs, so dimmed lighting, ear protectors, just generally designed to create a calmer working environment with the aim of helping autistic people or people with sensory needs get into the workplace. And then around the corner, as part of the same project, we've got a little safe space, sort of chill out, decompress area, where we've got low lighting, cushions, soundproofing, stuff like that, to give people somewhere to kind of escape to if they do get overwhelmed with the environment they're in. So I mean, it's really cool initiatives that are being put on. These things are things that are actually being trialled in real workplaces. Really cool to see. Folks, and welcome to today's vlog. Welcome to a very special vlog in a slightly different location and slightly different wardrobes where we'd normally start a vlog. As you can see, we are down in the centre of London. Specifically, we are at Old Billingsgate, next to the River Thames. We are here for the SAP Diverse Minds Gala, which is basically an event all about helping people with autism or other sensory needs get into the workplace or get back into the workplace. There's a big charity auction going on as part of the event. There's loads of cool autism awareness stuff inside, but rather than me trying to explain what the event is about and getting it wrong, I'm going to hand over to future Kev, who's going to be having a bit of a chat with one of the organisers of the event, and we'll be able to let you in a little bit more into what exactly is going on behind those doors. Part of me wants to just stay out and enjoy the view there as the sun goes down. Just looks awesome. Sheepdog's with me too, being a tourist. If you had any doubts about how fancy this whole setup is, gold carpet. Of course there's a gold carpet. Right, as promised, I am here with Brian, who is the president of
EMEA North at SAP.
There we go. And Brian's just going to enlighten us a little bit more about what we're doing tonight, what the goal behind the event is. What are we doing here, Brian?
Sure. Well, we're here tonight to raise awareness around neurodiversity and specifically to highlight the program that we have at SAP, which is Autism at Work. So we've hired over 160 people who are on the spectrum. We want to raise awareness so other companies can participate and have a similar program. And in addition, we're going to be raising money, much needed money, for two charities who promote individuals who want to come into the workplace and help them enter the workplace through their charity.
That is, as I said to everybody before, you've said it far better than I possibly could have said it. We now know why we're here. There's some really cool stuff we've got going on in there as well. I've had a chance to have a little bit of a preview wander around the event, and the workstation setups that are in there.
Yeah, so we wanted to highlight for everybody basically the kind of the experience, what it might be like for somebody who is autistic. So there's one where there's a VR space, so you can kind of feel what it might be like if you were autistic when you hear lots of the sounds.
Some very powerful stuff as well. I had a go on that already.
And then they show the workspace, which is specifically designed for people who are autistic, etc., etc. So yeah,
it's very cool stuff, and as you say, also raising some money for two fantastic charities. So thank you for the invite to the event. I hope it goes well, and
cool. I like
go in and have a good evening. You too.
Yeah. All right.
So this is the workstation that we were talking about before, where we've got the headphones and the stuff to basically help calm our working environment. Obviously in reality it's not next to a massive speaker blasting out music, but we're at an event, so we'll let them off for that. We've got noise cancelling headphones on there, so that balances out. It's got the good lighting as well. Very, very cool stuff. And then when we come round the corner, just there we have the sensory room, which is really similar to the sensory room that's actually in Andy's school, which is really, really cool. They're taking an idea that already works in education and settings like that and applying it to the workplace, which is what it's all about, getting people who at the moment, for whatever reason, are unable to cope with being in the workplace, stuff like this makes it that little bit easier, which is awesome. So we've both had a go on the, I guess you'd call it like a sensory overload simulation thing.
Virtual reality headset.
Yeah.
I did film you on there a little bit. You were just kind of standing like...
Well, there's not, other than kind of spinning around, because you're playing the part of a, or playing the part, you're in the mind and the eyes of a young child who's out shopping with their mum, and she's using a cash machine or something, and you're experiencing a sensory overload. So there's loads and loads of noise and distraction going on, and it really emphasises colour and movement and sound, and as the clip goes on and it becomes more and more overwhelming, gradually gets blurrier, gets darker, the background noise builds, and it gets to the point where you basically kind of just black out the situation, don't you?
Then you come round a bit later and the mum's saying, you know, oh, you okay, it's better, isn't it, sort of thing.
It was pretty powerful stuff, wasn't it? I'm thinking...
I felt a bit awkward because obviously you're on a headset in a room full of people, and I nearly started crying because I was realising what my son's going through.
Yeah.
I felt really... sad is the word, I guess, that this is what he has to deal with, this is the world for him, and I don't understand it because I don't have that. And yeah, I think if the video had been maybe 20 seconds longer, I'd have come out of it in tears. I was holding it in, my jaw was so tight, I thought I couldn't tell what people could see on the other, like outside of the screen, so I was a bit worried that I looked like a bit of a mess, but it was very powerful.
I think it's something that anybody who has a friend or a family member, or especially a child who's on the autism spectrum, I think it's something that needs to be wider available for people to experience.
I want the school head to see it. I was like, I wanted
it's
to
a
take
massive eye-opener, it really is.
It.
It's well worth hunting out if you get the opportunity. I'll do a bit of nosing around and research and find out if there's any way to... There must be apps or something out there that show a similar thing using things like...
Well, that could I wondered why that's not just a video that they show before films at a cinema. You're in a dark room, have that happen on a giant 4K screen. That would just be the same effect, because it's not like, I mean, yes, you could look around the shopping centre that you were in, but on a big enough screen you could have those things coming in. It was like a big
or especially like if it's a 3D movie with surround sound.
Yeah, that would definitely be the one.
Right, we're going to go and have a mooch around the event and see what else we've got to see. There's some art over here which we haven't really had a chance to have a look at yet. Through there, the other side of that curtain, is the banquet. There's a silent auction and event hosted by David Walliams. We've got Paloma playing a little bit later on as well. Sophie Ellis-Bextor is doing a DJ set. So me and Sheepdog are about as out of our depth and out of our comfort zone as we've ever been in our lives.
People keep calling you my colleague. It's just like, okay, you're my colleague.
I was your colleague briefly, once upon a time.
A long time ago.
Yeah. We've snuck up onto the balcony with our fancy passes. That's the banquet area that we're going to be in later, and the stage that all the performances will be on. And then over here we've got where we were hanging out before, so that's the National Autistic Society VR stuff. The bar, where I just had a very tasty apple juice, and Sheepdog had what he believes to be an even tastier raspberry gin. Personally, I think I'm better off with the apple juice, the child's option. And there we've got the art exhibition and all that stuff, and lots of people looking fancy, just like, I'll tell you what, I can get used to doing the vlog in a dinner jacket. Do you remember that spell of a couple of months where Casey Neistat did his vlogs in a suit every day? I think I might just wear this shirt, tie and jacket every day until someone tells me to stop. Are you with me? We're dressing like this every day from now on?
Maybe I'll get a belt in future, but other than that, I will dress like this more often.
You need some of these.
Yeah, I do need suspenders. I lost weight when I got the trousers, and they keep falling down, so I'm kind of mortified every time I walk anywhere at the moment.
Let's go for a walk.
Yes, great.
So all of the art that's hovering around behind us, that's all stuff that's going in the auction. We may have got some sneaky preview information of what's in the auction as well. So we heard David Walliams doing his rehearsal thing, so there's some pretty cool stuff in this auction. Luckily, Anna's made me leave my wallet at home, or else I would be spending lots of money. It would all be going to a good cause, but should kill me. Just stepped outside for a few minutes, partly because it's quite loud in there and I wanted to be able to talk, and partly because it would be wrong to not spend as much time with that background in the videos as possible while the sun's still up, and it is getting pretty low now, as you can see by the fact that my face is probably disappearing behind the camera every now and again because it's like right there, the other side of the camera. But it's about an hour into the event. I think dinner starts in about another hour, and we've had a wander around and try all the bits and pieces that are in there. It's very, very cool. We're having a delightful time. Really looking forward to seeing some of the other stuff that we don't know about that's on the auction. Hope that the event in general just does loads of good for raising awareness and also raising some cash for these charities. You know how much we like to raise money for the National Autistic Society. They're one of the charities that are being supported as part of the event, so hopefully a big pile of cash is going to be raised for them, and the event itself and obviously videos like this that go alongside it should all go a long way to raising awareness and making all workplaces as awesome, or have the option to be as awesome as the one that they've got mocked up in there, because I would quite like a setup like that if I had a real job. All I think when I see the paparazzi wall back there that everyone's having their picture taken in front of is that I feel like I should be doing a post-match interview in front of it. I think we might have to do it. About once the photographer's gone, we might have to do a post-match interview that I can then cut into a Football Manager video after a Champions League win.
We'll just ask you, another great win there, Mr. Chapman.
What it means is, when I do record that video, I'm then going to have to wear this for the Champions League final. So that
you are going to, though. That's why you bought it. That's why you've got it.
We've got about 20 minutes until dinner time. It is getting very, very busy in here now, which is awesome. Obviously, I was always going to be the first man into the dining room to grab my seat. I've already got my bag on my chair, reserving my seat for later, and this is where we're eating, and that's where the performances and things are going to be. I've lost Sheepdog again. I don't know why I bring into these things. This is almost certainly the fanciest glass I've ever held. I'm a little bit afraid to drink it. Well, luckily I don't have to drink out of this one, it's empty. I am so going to break something and hopefully not get sent a bill.
Well, a lot of people think autism has a disability. I don't. I think autism is a superpower. Everyone with autism has unlimited potentials. If we unlock those potentials, we can advance humanity.
Okay.
No problem.
Alright, so Sammy has the last word, and I hope you all have a great evening.
That was pretty spectacular. That was mad.
I'm properly moved. I don't feel like I get moved often, but that was extremely moving. I feel like tears. It was amazing watching that.
Just amazing. Awesome.
Great kid.
Woohoo, this is some fancy food.
It is my huge pleasure to welcome to the stage. The chase is on. It's Hegerty.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for inviting me to speak at this Autism Awareness Gala.
Just had a fantastic speech from Hegerty. If you ever get a chance to hear her talking, just brilliant, very, very cool. We're having a little bit of a break now for the main course. More fancy food upcoming, boys and girls. It's absolutely rammed in here, completely packed. It's a really good evening. I didn't think this kind of thing would be up my street, but I'm having a good time. This is awesome.
£4,500. £5,000 has a lovely ring to it. Is anyone going to go to £5,000? £5,000! Love it. Okay, £5,000.
Finished our dinner. It is currently 25 to 11. This is a late night for me, my word. Paloma Faith's about to start her set in a few minutes. We're not going to be able to stay to see it all because our last train home to Peterborough is at 11:30. We're going to miss all of Sophie Ellis-Bextor's DJ set as well. But I think we're going to just catch the start of Paloma Faith I'm eyeing up a nice little filming spot from up there so I can try and catch some decent shots of the stage, and then we're going to be making a move. Thousands of pounds have been raised for charity in the charity auction, which is fantastic, and it's just been a great night. More stuff like this, please. This has been really, really cool.
It's time to see how much of a difference your incredible donations have made tonight. We find out how much money we've raised for our charities, Ambitions About Autism and the National Autistic Society. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you have raised a total of incredible impact on people's lives. Ladies and gentlemen, Paloma!
And we're done. Paloma Faith is still on stage in there. We just can't stay and watch. We've got to get the last train home because I need to get back and get this video edited. I can't come to this part of London at night without just... I know you see this in every Comic-Con vlog we ever do.
It looks amazing.
But there's no reason not to just keep seeing it. Seeing Tower Bridge, seeing the Shard. It's just always makes for good video content. That was a really cool event. Acceptable?
Oh, extremely. Thank you for inviting me.
That's quite all right. And thank you very much to SAP as well for inviting us to come along, make this video, and yeah, the work they're doing to try and make workplaces better for autistic people is fantastic. Long may it continue. Unlike our journey home, which I would like to be brief.
Yeah, very quick.
So we are going to wrap things up here. By the way, we are travelling home like this. We came down in our civilian gear, but we're travelling back looking like waiters. But we are going to end things there. So if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel as well, Sheepdog Says. Subscribe to this channel too for more daily vlogs. Thank you very much for watching.